I'm about to offend probably all of y'all. First, I'm going to dip into politics to explain how I think Generation X became the sexiest generation. Then I'll hit religion and talk about modesty culture and finish up by talking about women's underwear. So recently, someone told me that Generation X is considered the sexiest generation and pointed out that Sandra Bullock is still a leading lady. She is nearly 60. And so, why? I mean, when I was a kid, 30 was considered old for a leading lady. So, why is Generation X still so youthful and sexy at ages 43 to 63? Well, here's my thought. Why not? Aren't we all tired of other people defining our potential for us? Here's another thing about Generation X. For those of you who haven't noticed, historically, we have been ignored. Even now, a large percentage of the articles you see about generational dynamics talk about boomers and millennials and skip any mention of the generation in between. Okay. And then finally, my opinion about the generations that are just ahead of us, they largely hoard influence. And here's where I get political. Can you even believe that we are expected to have to choose again between two 80-year-olds for president this year? And one more thing. The only reason that the two major parties in this country have I was going to say monopoly, but it's duopoly, is because of the lesser of two evils thinking that most people tend to have about voting. They either think that their only choices are to vote for the lesser of two evils or to not vote. But if everybody who thought both options were bad or ridiculous, if we all voted for somebody else, we might start getting real options. Okay, now I'm going to move on to my next prickly opinion. And then I promise I will get to clothes and we'll talk about clothes style stuff. But full confession, well, this is sort of about style. Okay, years ago, when my kids were teens and young adults, I was a member of the modesty police. And since I was blogging at the time, you can still probably find evidence of it on the internet if you want. Since then, my thinking on the topic has become a lot more sophisticated. And in this episode, I'm going to outline some of how I think about planning for necessary undergarments and then lay out a fun strategy you may want to try with your bras. So now that my kids are adults, the stories are everywhere about how damaging that strict emphasis on conforming to modesty metrics was, especially to young women as they were developing their own body image. One example that I saw was just over the top, no pun intended. My daughter was sent like at camp to change because her sports bra was visible. Never mind that she was wearing a top over it. And as a sports bra, it looked like she was wearing layered tank tops. Somebody knew it was a bra. And so they sent her away from a group function during the meal to change. Um, and I know like details aren't my strength, so there might be some tiny details that are off about this story, but it's still a good example of what life was like back then. I mean, I carried a tape measure and we had to measure the length of the girl's shorts. So here's what strikes me as here's what strikes me on the overemphasis of bras not showing. It's supremely unrealistic. Also, no visible panty line, also unrealistic. I don't think it's actually necessary to conform to either. Personally, I would rather see a discreet panty line under jeans or something than to think someone is not wearing any undergarments. I get that these topics and opinions are really personal. And if you disagree with me, we can still be friends. I'm just going to lay out a little bit of strategy and how I think about it here, and I hope it helps. So here's my strategy for choosing basic bras and underwear. Okay, so have you heard that a bra should never see a birthday? I don't know. I heard that somewhere, and that was originally what got me thinking about creating kind of the calendar for when you shop for things. Somebody said that like Valentine's Day is traditional for getting new bras. So I usually put that in my calendar or my projects that we do in my email community. So this is all morphed into my weekly wardrobe projects, and I usually put bras in February. If you want to receive the weekly wardrobe projects, you can get on the email list by either taking the style personality quiz or by downloading the wardrobe pyramid PDF planning guide. And you can find the links to both of those on my website, signaturestylesystems.com, or in the description for this episode. So, basic. Have you ever noticed when someone's wearing a white blouse and a white bra at the same time? Something about that, like double white, the white bra just stands out like stark outline. So for everyday bras, I just think it's super smart to stick to nude. And I like a lot of them if I can get them to be racer back, because then you don't have to worry about pulling your bra straps up, which is a thing for a lot of people. Okay, so that's regular everyday stuff. In the summer, when it's likely that I'm going to want to wear a tank top or something sleeveless because it's 100 degrees and maybe my bra might show, I like to wear a color, like a fun color that coordinates with my outfit. I think it's so much fresher and more intentional looking than having a white or nude bra strap slip out. I've also even like used bikini tops as a bra underneath a tank top on a super hot day, especially if I think maybe I'm going to go with the kids in the splash pad or something. And then something else you can look for is a bra with convertible straps. I have one I can wear as strapless, or I can change the strap configuration. And I also can add a set of bejeweled straps to that, which is really fun. So I can wear this for like a strapless dress, and then just have bejeweled like necklace, but it just goes over my shoulders. And it's just a fun option. So now moving on to underwear, a couple of potential strategies about underwear. Years ago, I was at a women's event, a church thing, and the speaker recommended everyone always only wear black underwear. She had reasons I won't go into, but if that strategy works for you, great. I have always favored using nude for the same reason that I gave around the nude bras, although I get that that might seem boring. And then recently, I have started when I wear a dress in the summer, wearing like boxer briefs in fun colors. So it's like when we were little girls and we always wore shorts under our dresses in case we decide we want to do a cartwheel. Am I the only one who feels like a little girl on the inside still? All right. So here's the homework. Too many women put off buying a good bra, and I want to encourage you to make it a priority. It is a need, not a luxury, and it's going to make everything you wear look better. You have probably already heard that the majority of women are wearing the wrong size. So why not assign yourself getting a fitting as homework? Then have fun playing dress up. And thanks so much for being here for Signature Style Systems.